Have you ever stopped to wonder what truly makes someone unstoppable? Is it sheer luck, skill, or is it something deeper, something that lies within all of us, waiting to be unlocked? What if I told you that the greatest force in the world is already inside you? That everything you need to achieve the impossible, to break through every barrier, is within your reach? It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is for the special few, for those with extraordinary talent or luck. But that's just an illusion. The truth is, you have the power to become unstoppable. And it begins the moment you realize one thing. There is no limit to what you can achieve, except the limits you place on yourself. Think about this. Every successful person, every trailblazer, every person you admire has one thing in common. They didn't stop when things got tough. They didn't quit when the path seemed impossible. They dug deeper, discovered their inner strength, and pushed forward no matter the obstacle. This isn't just about talent or luck, it's about willpower. It's about a mindset that refuses to accept failure as an option. Right now, you're standing at the edge of greatness, and all it takes to step forward is to realize the immense power that already resides within you. But how often do we let fear, doubt, and insecurity hold us back from taking that first step? How many times have we told ourselves, I'm not ready yet, or I'm not good enough? These are the chains that hold us down, and they are completely self-imposed. But here's the secret. You were born with everything you need to succeed. Every challenge you face, every fear that arises is an opportunity to reveal more of your power. It's within your nature to overcome. Just think about how far you've come already, the battles you've fought and the hurdles you've crossed. You didn't make it this far by accident. You've survived the hardest days, the darkest moments, and you're still standing strong. That resilience, that determination is your true power. The moment you realize this is the moment you begin to break free. When you understand that you are not bound by your circumstances, you unlock a new level of potential. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start viewing them as opportunities to grow stronger. Every setback, every failure is just another lesson, another way to learn and grow. Every person who told you no, every time someone doubted you, it only made you stronger. Let me tell you something powerful. There is no failure unless you choose to quit. And as long as you keep going, you are winning. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. It's not about taking giant leaps. It's about taking consistent, determined action. Every decision you make, every step you take, even when it seems insignificant, is progress. And progress is everything. You've probably heard the saying, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you keep telling yourself. If you constantly tell yourself you can't do it, you never will. But if you shift that narrative, if you start telling yourself that you are unstoppable, you'll begin to see the world in an entirely new light. You'll start taking actions that align with your inner strength. Your belief in yourself will fuel your determination, and your determination will fuel your success. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on this truth. There are no limitations. The only thing that limits you is what you believe about yourself. The moment you believe you can achieve something, you've already taken the first step toward making it a reality. And guess what? You can achieve more than you think. You are capable of so much more than you've ever given yourself credit for. I know it's hard sometimes. I know that on some days, the weight of the world feels like it's on your shoulders. But those are the moments when you must dig deep. Those are the moments when your strength is tested. And those are the moments when you'll prove to yourself just how unstoppable you truly are. I'm not asking you to believe in this right away, but I'm inviting you to consider it. Imagine just for a second what your life would look like if you believed in your own potential. Imagine where you could go, what you could achieve, and the kind of person you could become. This is not about fantasy. This is about realizing the power that's already inside of you. And here's something important. You don't have to do it alone. Every successful person had to rely on support, whether from mentors, friends, or their own determination. Surround yourself with people who believe in your journey and cut out the negativity. The more you believe in yourself, the more others will see that belief, and that's when real growth happens. Stay with me until the end of this video and I'll show you how to tap into that unstoppable force within you. You'll learn exactly how to turn your doubts into fuel, how to use your struggles as stepping stones, and how to consistently push forward, even when things feel impossible. The power to transform your life is right here, right now, waiting for you to claim it. Are you ready to discover what you're truly capable of? The journey starts with you, and it starts now. It's easy to dream about success. It's easy to imagine what it would be like to achieve everything you've ever wanted. But there's one truth that we often forget. Success is not handed to you on a silver platter. It is earned through the challenges you face, the hardships you endure, and the strength you build from every battle. When you think about the most successful people in the world, they didn't get to where they are by avoiding difficulty. They got there by embracing the struggle. They welcomed each setback as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Success isn't a smooth road, it's a winding path filled with obstacles, roadblocks, and detours. But here's the thing. Every obstacle you face is shaping you into the person you need to be in order to achieve your dreams. Think about it for a second. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you faced something difficult, something that seemed impossible to overcome? At that moment, it felt like the world was against you, didn't it? But now, looking back, don't you realize how that experience made you stronger? How that moment helped you grow in ways you never expected? Those hard moments are not there to break you. They are there to build you up. When life challenges you, when it throws curveballs your way, that's not the time to quit. That's the moment to dig deeper. That's when you need to push even harder. It's during these times that your character is forged. The pain you feel, the frustration you experience, it's all part of the process. Without the struggle, there would be no growth. Without challenges, there would be no achievement. Many people are afraid of struggle. They see it as a sign that they are doing something wrong. But the truth is, struggle is a sign that you are pushing yourself, that you are striving for something greater than what you have now. It's a sign that you're on the right path. If everything was easy, if success came without effort, it would be meaningless. Success isn't about avoiding pain, avoiding difficulty, or escaping from discomfort. Success is about learning how to push through it. It's about understanding that the difficult moments are what truly define you. It's in the hard times that you discover your true strength, your true potential. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to show yourself just how powerful you really are. The moments when you want to quit the most are the moments that matter the most. Think about the last time you were ready to give up. Maybe it was when you were working late on a project. Maybe it was when you were facing a setback in your personal life, or maybe it was when you were struggling to achieve a goal. In that moment, it's easy to throw in the towel, to walk away, to say it's just too hard. But if you keep going, if you keep fighting, you will find out just how far you can really go. The most successful people didn't quit when it got tough. They kept going, one step at a time. They pushed through the exhaustion, the doubt, the fear, and that's why they made it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it's perseverance. It's the ability to keep going when everyone else gives up. It's the refusal to accept defeat. It's time to change the way you think about struggle. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle, start seeing it as an opportunity. Every challenge you face is a chance for you to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. When you face a challenge, don't shrink from it. Step into it, embrace it. Know that this moment is what will prepare you for your future success. The pain you feel today will be the strength you rely on tomorrow. When you look back on the hardest moments of your life, you'll realize that they weren't setbacks. They were the stepping stones that brought you closer to where you are meant to be. Every moment of struggle is a part of your journey. It is what makes you who you are. It's what makes you unstoppable. Let's face it, life isn't easy. It never will be. But that's okay. The greatest rewards come to those who push through the hardest times. The key to success is not avoiding pain, but using it. Turn your struggle into fuel. Use it to propel yourself forward, to get stronger, and to build the resilience you need to succeed. You can't control the challenges life throws at you, but you can control how you respond to them. Will you face them with fear, or will you face them with strength? The choice is yours. It's easy to let life's struggles bring you down, but it's much more rewarding to let them bring you up. Let every difficulty you face remind you of your power. Let it be a constant reminder that you are capable of overcoming anything. Now is the time to step into your power. Now is the time to embrace every struggle and know that it's leading you to greatness. You have the strength to overcome any challenge that comes your way. All it takes is the decision to keep moving forward. Don't let anything hold you back. The more you embrace the struggle, the stronger you will become, and the closer you will get to achieving everything you've ever wanted. Do you want to know the secret to success? It's not talent and it's not luck. It's consistency. It's the ability to keep showing up day after day, even when things aren't going your way. It's the power to continue moving forward, even when the finish line seems far out of reach. The truth is, success is built through small actions taken every single day. It's not about making huge leaps all at once. It's about taking one step after another, even when the road feels long. Think about anything you've achieved in life, whether it's learning a new skill, improving your fitness, or building a successful career. It all came down to the choices you made each day, these small decisions to show up, to put in the effort, to keep pushing forward when others would have given up. Success isn't some magical event that happens overnight. It's a result of the choices you make every day. Each time you choose to keep going, you're one step closer to your goal. There are days when it feels like nothing is changing. You work hard, but the results aren't immediate. You question yourself. You wonder if the effort is worth it. But here's the truth. Change is happening even when you can't see it. Just because you can't see progress today doesn't mean you aren't moving closer to your goal. The small efforts you put in, the little habits you develop, are building a foundation for something greater. It's in the quiet consistency that true strength is developed. Success doesn't happen in big bursts. It doesn't happen in one massive moment of action. No, it's the slow, steady, and persistent effort over time that gets results. It's waking up every day and choosing to move toward your goals no matter what. This is where real strength is built, not in grand gestures, but in the daily grind. It's in the repetition, the doing it again and again, even when no one is watching. Here's the thing, most people give up when they don't see instant results. They start a new workout routine, a new project, or a new goal, and after a few days or weeks, they get discouraged because the changes aren't happening fast enough. They want instant gratification, but they fail to see that real, lasting change comes from consistent effort. It's the day in, day out commitment to the process that eventually leads to breakthroughs. You may be tempted to compare yourself to others. You may look at someone who's ahead of you and think they have it all figured out. But remember, everyone starts somewhere. The people who are successful today didn't get there by jumping from one big idea to the next. They got there by putting in the work over and over again. They did the things that others weren't willing to do. They stuck to their routines when others quit, and that's what made the difference. You have the same ability to succeed, the same power to build your own success brick by brick, but you have to understand that the path is long. It takes time. You won't see results overnight. The key is to remain committed, even when it feels like your efforts are going unnoticed. Every day you show up, you're getting stronger. Every small step you take is bringing you closer to where you want to be. The power of consistency is in its ability to compound. Small actions done over time create massive results. Just like saving a small amount of money every day leads to a fortune, consistent effort leads to success. But you can't give up after a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months. The results will come, but they require patience. You need to trust the process. You need to keep putting in the work, even when it feels like no one is watching and no one is noticing. Your efforts matter, every single one. It's easy to get distracted by the fast pace of the world today. We are surrounded by messages telling us that we need to have everything now, that success should come immediately, and that we're falling behind if we aren't achieving things instantly. But the truth is, success is not a race. It's a journey. It's not about getting there as fast as possible. It's about staying on the path, no matter how long it takes. It's about having the resilience to keep moving forward when it feels like progress is slow. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success stories. We hear about the person who became a millionaire in their 20s or the athlete who broke records in just a few short years. But what we don't hear is the countless hours of hard work, the days filled with doubt and struggle, and the years of consistency that led to those moments. These stories are often missing the part where success was built through repetition, through the small decisions made every single day. Think about the greatest athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They didn't achieve greatness because of one great moment. They achieved it because of the thousands of small actions they took consistently. They understood that success doesn't come from a single moment of brilliance. It comes from the daily dedication to improvement. It's time to stop looking for shortcuts. It's time to stop expecting immediate results. If you want to achieve something great, you must commit to the process. The process is where the growth happens. The process is where you build the strength to overcome obstacles and push past limitations. The process is where you develop the resilience to keep going no matter what. Don't rush it. Trust it. Consistency is the key that unlocks the door to your success. It's the simple act of showing up every day, of making progress even when it feels like you're moving slowly. The small things you do consistently will build on each other and lead to something powerful. So don't stop now. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep moving forward. Because every time you choose to show up, you are one step closer to becoming the person you are destined to be. Have you ever wondered why things don't always go your way? Why sometimes it feels like the universe is throwing everything it can at you just to see if you'll break? The truth is, life isn't meant to be easy. And it's in the struggle that we find our greatest strength. It's in the hard times, the tough moments, and the challenges that you grow the most. Struggle isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Without it, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no progress. Think about any great achievement. Think about the people who inspire you, the heroes you look up to. Did they reach their peak because everything went smoothly for them? Of course not. They became who they are because they faced obstacles, setbacks, and failures and still found a way to keep moving forward. The people you admire didn't quit when things got tough. They kept going even when they felt like they couldn't take another step, and that's what made them unstoppable. The key is to change your perspective on struggle. Stop seeing it as something negative, something you need to avoid. Instead, see it for what it truly is, an opportunity for growth. Every challenge you face is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The difficult times are where you build the mindset that will carry you through anything. Without struggle, you would never know what you're truly capable of. It's easy to look at someone who is successful and think they've had it easy, but success is rarely achieved without sacrifice. Behind every accomplishment, there's a story of struggle. There's a story of moments where giving up seemed like the easier option, but the person chose to keep pushing. They chose to embrace the difficulty, to face the challenges head on, knowing that on the other side of that struggle was the life they wanted. You will face moments when everything feels overwhelming. You will have days where you wonder if you're even on the right path. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can let the struggle defeat you, or you can use it as fuel to keep going. When things are tough, it's easy to doubt yourself. It's easy to want to throw in the towel and walk away. But that's when you need to push the hardest. That's when your breakthrough is just around the corner. Think about a time in your life when you faced something difficult. It might have been a personal challenge, a career setback, or a moment of doubt. Now look at where you are today. Chances are you're stronger for it. You learned something from that experience that you couldn't have learned any other way. That struggle shaped you into the person you are today. And it's the same with every challenge you face moving forward. When you're going through something difficult, remember that it's not permanent. Struggle is a part of the process, but it's not the end of the journey. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Every hard moment is temporary, and when you make it through, you will have gained something priceless: strength, character, and the confidence to face anything life throws your way. You don't get to choose when or how struggle will come into your life, but you do get to choose how you respond. You can choose to let it break you, or you can choose to let it build you. It's in those moments of difficulty that your true strength is forged. When you keep going, even when it feels impossible, that's when you discover just how strong you truly are. This is the secret. The struggle is not there to stop you, it's there to prepare you for what's next. It's like lifting weights at the gym. At first, the weight seems too heavy, but with each rep, you get stronger. The more you lift, the more your muscles grow. The same goes for your mind, your spirit, and your character. The more you face hardship and keep going, the stronger you become. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the struggle was the best thing that ever happened to you. But remember, this isn't something that happens overnight. The process of embracing struggle takes time. It takes patience and faith in yourself. It requires that you trust in the process, even when the road ahead seems unclear. The toughest moments in your life are where you learn the most about who you are. Don't shy away from them. Lean into them. Embrace the discomfort, because that discomfort is what will take you to the next level. You might feel like quitting at times. You might feel like the struggle is too much to bear. But I want you to understand something important. You are capable of more than you think. Your potential is limitless. And it's only when you push through those hard moments that you start to realize just how much strength you really have. You have the power to overcome any challenge. You just have to believe it. And you have to trust that the struggle will only make you stronger. Every successful person you look up to has faced their own version of struggle. They've been through their own battles, fought their own demons, and overcome their own obstacles. But what sets them apart isn't that they never struggled, it's that they refused to let the struggle defeat them. They embraced it. They faced it with courage, and they kept moving forward step by step until they reached the top. You're no different. The same power, the same strength that got them through their toughest times is within you. All you have to do is tap into it. When you face struggles, you're not being punished. You're being prepared. You're being built into the person you need to be to achieve your dreams. So when things get tough, don't retreat. Don't back down. Stand tall. Keep moving. The struggle is your greatest teacher, and it's shaping you into the unstoppable force you're destined to become. Have you ever looked at someone successful and wondered how they did it? How they achieved so much while you feel like you're stuck in the same place? The answer often lies in one simple word: consistency. It's not about taking giant leaps forward every day, but about the small steps you take day in and day out. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work no matter how hard, even when you're not seeing immediate results. Because success isn't built overnight. It's built over time through consistent effort. When you commit to consistency, you're committing to the long haul. The journey won't always be easy and the results won't always be instant. But what consistency gives you is something far more valuable than quick results. It gives you momentum. It's like walking up a hill. At first it feels slow and exhausting and the top seems so far away, but with each step you take, you gain ground. And with each day you show up, you get closer to your goal. Consistency compounds, turning small actions into massive achievements over time. You don't have to be perfect every day. In fact, perfection is a trap that will hold you back. What matters is that you keep going, even when you don't see immediate progress. You might feel like you're not making any headway, but trust me, every action you take is building the foundation for your future success. The key is to keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because it is. Small steps add up. Every day you show up is a step closer to the person you want to be. Think about a river carving through rock. The river doesn't have the power to break through the rock in a single moment. But over time, with consistent flow, it wears the rock down. Eventually, the river carves its path. This is the power of consistency. It doesn't matter how hard the task ahead of you seems. If you keep moving forward, you will make progress. The small daily efforts are what turn the impossible into the possible. But let's be real for a moment. There will be times when you want to quit. There will be days when you feel exhausted, frustrated, and defeated. And that's when consistency becomes the most powerful. It's easy to keep going when everything is going well. But what sets the winners apart is their ability to keep going when things get tough. When you're tired, when you don't feel like it, that's when your true character is revealed. You have to understand that success doesn't happen in big, explosive moments. It happens in the quiet, behind-the-scenes moments that no one else sees. It's in the hours you put in when no one is watching. It's in the little decisions you make every day to keep pushing forward, even when it feels like no one notices. These moments, these small, seemingly insignificant actions, are what add up to great achievements. It's easy to get discouraged when progress seems slow. You might look at your journey and feel like you're not getting anywhere, but the truth is, you're exactly where you need to be. Every step you take is a step closer to your goal, and even when it feels like you're not moving, you are. Every action you take builds momentum. Every day you commit to showing up makes you stronger. Success is not a destination, it's a process. And that process requires consistency. It's about creating habits that push you forward even on the tough days. It's about trusting the process and understanding that results take time. There's no shortcut to success, no magic formula. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and doing it consistently, no matter how difficult it may seem. Think about the habits you already have. Whether they're good or bad, they are the result of consistency. The way you spend your time, the actions you take each day are what shape your life. If you've built bad habits, you've done so with consistency. But the great thing is that you can do the same with good habits. You can replace the bad ones with actions that will lead you to success. It all comes down to making the decision to show up every day and commit to your growth. No one achieves greatness without putting in the work, and no one reaches their full potential without staying consistent. You are capable of so much more than you realize, and it's the small, consistent steps that will get you there. It's the day-to-day actions that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be. You don't need to make huge, dramatic changes overnight. All you need is to keep going. Keep taking one step after another. Keep showing up no matter what. Consistency is a superpower. It doesn't matter what your goal is, whether it's building a business, getting in shape, or mastering a new skill. The only thing that matters is that you keep showing up. You keep putting in the work, even when it's hard, because the more you do, the more you'll grow. The more you push, the closer you get to achieving your dream. Remember this, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Every successful person has put in years of hard work and dedication. It wasn't always easy, it wasn't always glamorous, but they kept going, they stayed consistent, and eventually all those small steps led to greatness. Your dreams are within reach. All you have to do is stay consistent, keep taking small steps, no matter how long the road ahead seems. Trust that with every effort you are getting closer. The power of consistency is undeniable. The question is, are you willing to show up every day, even when it's hard? Are you ready to commit to the process, no matter how long it takes? Because if you are, there's nothing you can't achieve. Do you believe in yourself? It's a simple question, but the answer could change everything. Because the one thing that truly holds you back is not the world around you or the circumstances you're facing. The one thing that can either propel you forward or keep you stuck is how you view yourself. Self-belief is the foundation of everything. Without it, even the greatest opportunities will pass you by and every obstacle will feel insurmountable. But when you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. Self-belief is not about thinking you are perfect or that you are free from flaws. It's about knowing deep down that you are capable of overcoming anything life throws your way. It's the belief that no matter how difficult the path ahead may seem, you have the strength, the resilience, and the power to keep moving forward. When you trust yourself, you unlock an inner power that no external force can take away from you. But here's the truth. Self-belief isn't something that's just given to you. It's something you have to cultivate. It's something that grows over time as you face challenges, take risks, and push through the tough moments. It's built through action. It's about proving to yourself day by day that you can handle whatever life throws at you. Every time you step up, every time you push through fear or doubt, you build your belief in yourself. It's not a magic switch that flips overnight, but a muscle you strengthen with every challenge you face. The world will test you, life will try to break you down, and in those moments, your self-belief will be your greatest asset. When things aren't going well, when you're faced with failure or disappointment, it's easy to lose faith. But this is when belief is most important. You must understand that setbacks don't define you. They don't determine who you are or what you're capable of. How you respond to those setbacks is what defines you. When you pick yourself up and keep going, that's when your self-belief grows stronger. It's easy to let doubt creep in. We've all been there, questioning our abilities, wondering if we're good enough or if we'll ever make it. But every successful person has faced doubt. Every person who has achieved greatness has had to push through their own fears. What sets them apart is that they didn't let those fears control them. They chose to believe in themselves, even when it felt impossible. Self-belief is not a feeling, it's a choice. It's a decision you make to trust in your abilities, even when everything around you seems uncertain. It's about acknowledging your own worth and believing that you have the strength to get through any storm. This belief will be your driving force, your motivation to keep going when everything else tells you to stop. And it's that power that will help you achieve things you never thought possible. There's a reason that belief in yourself is the starting point of success. When you believe in yourself, you unlock potential you never knew existed. You become unstoppable. It's like turning on a switch inside you that says, I am capable, I am worthy of success, and I will fight for it. This mindset changes everything. It changes the way you approach challenges, the way you see opportunities, and the way you view yourself. When you believe in yourself, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow stronger. When you face challenges, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. You'll encounter moments where the weight of everything seems too much to bear. But it's in those moments that self-belief becomes your armor. When you trust that you can handle it, when you know that you have the resilience to rise above, you'll find the strength to keep going. It doesn't matter how hard the journey gets. As long as you believe that you can get through it, you will. It's important to remember that self-belief is not about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending that challenges don't exist or that everything is easy. No. Self-belief is about acknowledging the obstacles and knowing that you have the inner strength to face them head on. It's about looking at your situation, no matter how tough, and saying, I can do this. I will get through this. One of the biggest challenges many face is comparing themselves to others. It's easy to look at someone who seems to have it all together and wonder, why can't I be like them? But comparison is the enemy of self-belief. Your journey is unique to you. Your struggles are yours to face, and so are your victories. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own progress. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small it may seem. Self-belief grows when you recognize that your path is your own and that you are capable of achieving greatness on your terms. Every time you overcome fear, doubt, or uncertainty, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. Every time you face a challenge and keep moving forward, you are building a stronger belief in your ability to succeed. And it's this belief that will propel you forward even when the road gets tough. You have to trust that everything you need to succeed is already within you. You have the strength, the intelligence, the resilience, and the determination to achieve your goals. But you must believe it first. You must make the decision to trust yourself, to embrace your own potential, and to push forward even when things seem uncertain. Because when you do, you will unlock a power inside you that is truly unstoppable. So what will it take for you to believe in yourself fully? What will it take for you to trust that you are capable of achieving the success you desire? The answer is simple. It will take the decision to believe no matter what. It will take the courage to push through doubt and fear and to show up for yourself every single day. And when you do that, you will see just how powerful you truly are. Believe in yourself. Trust in your abilities, because once you do, there is nothing that can stop you. Failure, it's a word we all dread. A word that often triggers feelings of inadequacy, fear, and self-doubt. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end of your journey? What if I told you that failure could be the very thing that sets you on the path to success? The truth is, failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of success. Without failure, there would be no growth, no lessons, and no way to truly appreciate the victories you achieve. Every successful person has failed. They have fallen down, made mistakes, and encountered setbacks. But they didn't let failure define them. They didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it as fuel. They used failure to learn, grow, and ultimately succeed. The truth is, failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's simply a temporary setback, an opportunity to learn, improve, and get better. Every time you fail, you gain valuable experience. You learn what doesn't work, what needs to be improved, and what steps you need to take to move closer to your goals. It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to try, to risk, and to fail, knowing that each failure brings you closer to success. Imagine if you stopped trying every time you encountered failure. Imagine if you let each setback define your future. You would never move forward. You would never achieve anything meaningful. But failure is not meant to stop you. It's meant to teach you. It's meant to push you further, to force you to dig deeper within yourself and find a new way forward. Every time you fail, you get one step closer to understanding what works. You gain insight, knowledge, and resilience. And with that, you become stronger. But here's the thing, it's not just about failing. It's about how you respond to that failure. The key to turning failure into success is resilience. It's the ability to get back up after you fall, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep moving forward. Resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's the refusal to quit, no matter how many times you fall. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have never failed. They are the ones who have failed the most. They've encountered obstacles that would have stopped others in their tracks, but they kept going. They saw failure not as a roadblock, but as a lesson, a necessary part of the journey. They understood that failure is not permanent. It's a stepping stone, a valuable part of the process that shapes your success. What makes failure so powerful is that it forces you to grow. When everything is going well, it's easy to get comfortable. But when you fail, you are forced to adapt. You are forced to become better, to find new solutions, and to rethink your approach. Failure stretches your limits. It forces you to think outside the box, to develop new skills, and to push past your own fears and limitations. It's in the hardest moments that your true potential is revealed. This is why embracing failure is so important. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to fail. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to take risks, to put yourself out there, and to fall down. Success is not a straight line. It's a journey full of twists, turns, and obstacles, but each challenge, each failure, makes you stronger and more prepared for the next step. It's easy to look at someone who has succeeded and think that they've had an easy path. But the reality is, no one gets to the top without facing failure. Every successful person has been knocked down, has encountered setbacks, and has faced moments of doubt. What sets them apart is not their ability to avoid failure, but their ability to rise after falling. They keep going, they keep fighting, and they keep believing in themselves. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself, that you're taking risks, and that you're not afraid to fail. It shows that you're learning, growing, and becoming better. If you've never failed, it means you've never truly tried. It means you've been playing it safe, avoiding the challenges that would push you toward greatness. But if you embrace failure, if you learn to see it as a tool for growth, you'll unlock a new level of potential within yourself. When you fail, remember this: it's not the end, it's just another step in your journey. Failure is temporary, but the lessons you learn from it last a lifetime. The person you become after facing failure is stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by how you rise from them. Each time you fail and get back up, you become a little bit stronger, and with each lesson, you get closer to achieving your goals. So the next time you face failure, don't run from it. Don't let it discourage you. Embrace it. See it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. Remember, failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. It's the foundation upon which success is built. Keep going, keep learning, keep growing. Because with every failure, you are one step closer to achieving your dreams. Success isn't about making huge leaps overnight. It's not about that one big moment or breakthrough. The secret to success is something far simpler, yet so much more powerful. Consistency. The ability to show up day after day, to keep pushing forward even when it feels like nothing is changing. Consistency is the silent force behind every success story. It's what keeps you moving when motivation fades, when the excitement of starting something new wears off, and when you're faced with the temptation to quit. Consistency is the muscle you build over time that turns small actions into monumental results. Think about it. No one became great by taking sporadic actions. Success doesn't come from working hard once in a while. It's the small, consistent actions repeated over time that compound into greatness. Every day you show up, you're stacking another brick in the foundation of your future. It might not seem like much in the moment, but over time, those small actions build something powerful. There's a certain magic to consistency. It's the engine that drives momentum. Every day you put in the effort, you're making progress, even if it's hard to see at first. And with that progress comes the confidence to keep going, the belief that what you're doing matters, and the motivation to keep pushing. When you stay consistent, you start to see results, and that keeps you going. It creates a cycle that propels you forward. But here's the truth. Consistency isn't always glamorous. It's not about doing the flashy big things. It's about doing the work when no one is watching. It's about staying disciplined when the rewards aren't immediate. It's about waking up every day and doing what needs to be done, even when the finish line feels far away. This is where most people give up. They expect instant results. And when they don't get them, they lose faith. But those who succeed know the truth. It's not about quick wins, it's about the long game. If you can stay consistent, you will outlast the competition. It's easy to get distracted by the flashy promises of overnight success. But the people who are truly unstoppable know that success is built over time, with persistence, effort, and relentless consistency. Every day you choose to keep going, you're separating yourself from the rest. You're building a path that others will struggle to follow because they're waiting for quick fixes while you're steadily moving toward your goals, one small step at a time. Consistency is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It's the difference between those who have big dreams and those who make those dreams a reality. The key isn't talent or luck. The key is the willingness to show up, to keep working, and to stay focused on your goal no matter how long it takes. Because every day you show up, you're growing. Every effort you put in, no matter how small, is taking you closer to where you want to be. Think about the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the successful people you admire. They didn't get where they are by doing something special just once. They got there by doing the same thing day in and day out. They did the work when it wasn't fun, when it wasn't easy, and when it didn't feel like it was paying off. But over time, those daily efforts added up. They didn't wait for motivation to strike. They created their own motivation through consistency. You might feel like you're stuck, like you're putting in all this effort and getting nowhere. But what you're doing now, the work you're putting in, is laying the groundwork for your success. You might not see it yet, but trust that every effort counts. Every time you show up, you're getting closer to your goal. Consistency isn't just about doing the same thing over and over. It's about trusting the process, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about understanding that success is not an overnight event. It's a journey that requires patience, persistence, and steady effort. Here's the truth. No one who has achieved anything worthwhile did so by quitting when things got tough. Everyone who succeeded has faced challenges, obstacles, and times when they wanted to give up. What made them different was their consistency. They kept showing up, even when it seemed pointless. They trusted that the small efforts they were making were leading them to something greater. Consistency also builds your mental toughness. It teaches you to stick with something even when the path is unclear or difficult. It strengthens your ability to handle setbacks, to push through tough days, and to keep moving forward despite the odds. The more consistent you are, the stronger your mindset becomes. And as your mindset strengthens, so does your ability to achieve your dreams. The most powerful thing about consistency is that it doesn't require perfection. You don't have to get everything right all the time. You don't have to be flawless or talented in every way. You just have to be willing to show up and do the work. The key is to keep going, even when you feel like you're not making progress. Because the truth is, the progress is happening. It's just building slowly, and it will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. In moments when you want to quit, when it feels like nothing is changing, remember this. The difference between success and failure isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's the ability to stay consistent. It's the refusal to give up, the determination to keep moving forward. When you make consistency your foundation, you'll start to see the results you've been working for. It won't happen overnight, but over time, those small, consistent actions will compound, and you will achieve everything you set out to do. Consistency doesn't just change your life, it transforms you. It teaches you discipline, patience, and resilience. It's the practice that turns potential into reality. And when you stay consistent, you become unstoppable. Growth never comes from comfort. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to be willing to endure the discomfort that comes with it. The truth is, the most transformative moments in life often arise from the hardest challenges. It's through adversity that we discover who we truly are and what we are capable of achieving. When things get tough, it's natural to want to retreat, to look for the easy way out, to escape from the pain, the frustration, and the uncertainty. But what if the struggle is exactly what you need to reach the next level of success? What if the very challenges you're facing right now are the stepping stones to your greatest breakthrough? It's easy to celebrate success when everything is going well, when the road is smooth and the results are clear. But the real test of your character, the true measure of your potential, comes when you face adversity. It's in these moments that you must dig deep, that you must find the strength to keep moving forward, even when everything within you is telling you to quit. Remember this, every successful person you admire, every person who has accomplished something remarkable has faced adversity. They've gone through struggles that seemed impossible to overcome. They've faced setbacks, failures, and challenges that made them question everything, but they didn't quit. They didn't let the struggle break them. Instead, they embraced it. The key is to understand that the struggle is not something to avoid, but something to be welcomed. It's through struggle that you grow stronger. It's through adversity that your character is forged. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who have achieved the impossible. They didn't get to where they are by avoiding hardship. They got there by facing it head on and refusing to back down. When you embrace the struggle, you stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as an opportunity. Every time you face a challenge, you are given the chance to grow. Every obstacle is a lesson in disguise, showing you where you need to improve, where you need to push yourself harder, where you need to change your approach. The discomfort you feel in those moments isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you are on the right path. It's your mind and body pushing you to rise to the occasion, and when you rise to the challenge, you emerge stronger, smarter, and more capable than before. Think about the process of forging steel. The metal is heated to extreme temperatures, put through intense pressure, and hammered into shape. The steel doesn't break under this pressure, it becomes stronger. And in the same way, you are being forged through your struggles. Every time you face hardship, you are being shaped into someone capable of achieving greatness. When life gets hard, it's easy to want to give up. You might feel like everything is against you, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But understand this, the pressure you're feeling is not meant to crush you, it's meant to build you. The struggles you face today will prepare you for the challenges of tomorrow. They are strengthening you, teaching you resilience, and showing you that you are capable of far more than you think. What many people don't realize is that success isn't built in moments of ease. It's built in the trenches, in the times when things aren't going well. Success is the result of a series of decisions made during difficult times. It's about showing up when it's hard, pushing forward when it's uncomfortable, and believing in yourself even when the road seems unclear. The path to success is not linear. It's filled with twists, turns, and setbacks, but these setbacks are not failures. They are simply detours on the way to your goal. Every time you stumble, every time you fall, you are learning something. You are becoming better, smarter, and more resilient. The key is not to avoid failure, but to use it as a stepping stone toward your success. You have to be willing to push through the discomfort. There will be moments when you feel like quitting, when it seems easier to just give up and walk away, but those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you have the chance to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. When you choose to keep going in the face of adversity, you are setting yourself up for success in ways you can't yet imagine. Remember, nothing worth having comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who are willing to put in the work, to endure the pain, and to rise above the obstacles in their way. Success is built on a foundation of perseverance, resilience, and a refusal to quit. The more you embrace the struggle, the more you will understand that it's not something to fear, but something to embrace. The struggle is what sharpens you, it's what prepares you for the future, and it's through the struggle that you will ultimately find your strength. You are capable of more than you know, but to reach that potential, you must be willing to face the challenges that come your way. The road to success is not easy, but it is worth it. Every moment of struggle brings you closer to your goal. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to become the person you were meant to be. So when you find yourself in the midst of a struggle, remember, this is where you are being forged. This is where your strength is being built. Embrace it. Push through it. And on the other side, you will find a version of yourself that is stronger, smarter, and more capable than you ever thought possible. The greatest success stories are the ones written in the face of adversity. The greatest achievements are the result of people who refused to quit, no matter how tough it got. You are no different. You have what it takes to succeed, and every struggle you face is one step closer to that success. Imagine you're planting a seed. At first, it doesn't seem like much. It's tiny, hidden beneath the soil, barely visible. You might even wonder if it will ever grow into anything substantial. But day after day, you water it, care for it, and give it the sunlight it needs. Over time, the seed begins to sprout. Slowly at first, but then it grows stronger, taller, and eventually it becomes something beautiful and powerful. This is the power of consistency. Just like the seed, your efforts might not show instant results. In the beginning, things might feel slow and progress may seem non-existent, but the small, consistent efforts you make each day are the foundation of something much bigger. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. It's natural to feel like you're not moving forward, especially when you're putting in all the work but not getting the rewards you expected. But let me tell you something important. Success doesn't happen overnight. The results you want, the life you dream of, it all comes down to what you do every single day. It's the small, consistent actions that lead to the big changes. Think about the habits you have. Whether it's working out, learning a new skill, or building a business, it's the daily repetition that builds momentum. Every little step forward is one step closer to the person you want to become. It might not feel like much today, but keep showing up. Keep putting in the effort, even when you don't feel like it. It's in those moments, when you push yourself to keep going despite the resistance, that you are making the most progress. Consistency is the secret to success. It's the one thing that will carry you through the tough times, the times when you feel like giving up, and the times when you doubt whether it's worth it. The truth is, consistency doesn't require huge, life-changing actions. It's the simple, everyday actions that accumulate over time to create lasting results. It's not about doing something monumental once in a while. It's about doing it every day, even when it seems insignificant. Just think about how you've gotten to where you are today. All of the things that you have achieved, all of the knowledge you've gained, and all of the relationships you've built, none of that happened by accident. It happened because you showed up. It happened because you were consistent. Maybe you didn't see the results right away, but over time, everything you did added up. When you think of people who are successful in their fields, it's easy to assume that they're different from you, that they have some kind of special talent or secret formula. But the truth is, most successful people didn't get where they are because of talent. They got there because of their willingness to show up and put in the work every single day. They were consistent, and you can do the same. The power of consistency is more than just about reaching a goal. It's about the person you become along the way. Every time you show up, you are building your character. You are building discipline, resilience, and a strong work ethic. You are proving to yourself that you have what it takes to succeed. And this, in turn, makes you unstoppable. Consistency also brings clarity. The more you work at something, the more you learn about it. The more you put in the effort, the better you get. And as you improve, your confidence grows. You begin to see that all the little actions you took over time have added up, and the results are undeniable. The journey becomes more rewarding as you start to notice how much you've grown, how much you've accomplished, and how far you've come. But here's the key. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about showing up no matter what. There will be days when you miss the mark. There will be times when life gets in the way and you feel like you've fallen behind. But don't let that stop you. Don't let one bad day turn into a week of missed opportunities. Don't let one mistake hold you back from the progress you've made. Remember, progress is still progress, even if it's slow. The most successful people in the world understand that failure is just part of the process. It's not the setbacks that define you, it's how you respond to them. So when you miss a day or make a mistake, don't be too hard on yourself. Get back up, keep going. Because consistency doesn't mean perfection, it means persistence. It means doing what you can, when you can, no matter what. And here's something else to remember. Your consistency doesn't just impact your own life, it sets the example for others. People are watching, people are noticing the effort you're putting in, even when they don't see the results yet. Your dedication, your persistence, it inspires others to take action in their own lives. By being consistent, you're not just changing your own life, you're changing the lives of those around you. So when the going gets tough, when you feel like you're not seeing the results you want, remind yourself of the power of consistency. Keep going, keep showing up, because every small step you take, every bit of effort you put in is getting you closer to your goal. Success is not about taking giant leaps. It's about taking small steps every day. It's about building habits that will serve you in the long run. It's about creating a rhythm in your life where you know that every effort, no matter how small, is contributing to the person you are becoming and the life you're building. So what will you do today? Will you take the first step even if it's small? Will you make the commitment to keep going even when it feels hard? Because if you can commit to showing up every day, if you can commit to being consistent, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your goals. The results will come, but it all starts with your decision to keep going one step at a time. The power of consistency is in your hand. The question is, will you embrace it? Have you ever felt like the world is working against you? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't seem to go your way? It's easy to feel defeated when the challenges pile up, when everything seems out of reach. But here's a simple truth. Your mindset is the ultimate key to overcoming any challenge life throws at you. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act shapes your results. If you can master your mindset, you can overcome anything. Imagine for a moment facing the toughest obstacle in your life. The situation is difficult, the pressure is real, the doubts start creeping in, and it feels like giving up is the only option. Now, picture yourself responding differently. Instead of letting the fear and negativity take over, you decide to face the challenge with determination and confidence. You recognize that this moment, as difficult as it may seem, is just a stepping stone towards something greater. That shift in mindset is where the magic happens. The reality is that challenges are a part of life. You can't avoid them. They'll come, whether you're prepared or not. But what you can control is how you respond to them. Do you let them define you, or do you decide to learn from them? Do you see them as roadblocks, or do you view them as opportunities to grow stronger? The power is in your hands, and it starts with your mindset. Think about the greatest achievers in the world, people who have faced unimaginable adversity yet still found a way to rise above it. What sets them apart isn't necessarily their talent or luck, it's their mindset. They see challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. They embrace discomfort. because they know that growth happens outside their comfort zone. And most importantly, they refuse to let their circumstances dictate their future. They have learned to master their mindset, and that is the true secret to success. One of the most powerful shifts you can make in your thinking is changing how you view failure. Most people fear failure. They see it as a sign that they're not good enough, that they're not cut out for success. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a lesson, an opportunity to learn and grow. Every failure, every setback brings you one step closer to success. The key is to stop seeing failure as something negative and start seeing it as a tool for growth. The people who truly succeed are the ones who fail the most, but instead of quitting, they use those failures to get better. They adjust, they adapt, and they keep moving forward. The mindset shift from I failed to I'm learning is powerful. It allows you to keep pushing through the tough times instead of getting discouraged. When you adopt this mindset, you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as an inevitable part of the journey to success. Another aspect of mindset is resilience. Life can be tough, and sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart, but it's in those moments of difficulty that resilience is built. Resilience isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about having the strength to keep going even when things get hard. It's about picking yourself up after setback and not letting it define you. Resilience is built through the small moments when you push yourself beyond your limits and refuse to give up. When things get tough, it's easy to fall into a victim mentality. You may start thinking, why is this happening to me? Or I don't have what it takes. But that mindset will only keep you stuck. The truth is, life doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't stop for your problems. But when you adopt a mindset of resilience, you start to realize that no matter how tough things get, you can handle it. You are stronger than you think, and with every challenge you overcome, you become even stronger. To build a resilient mindset, you need to focus on the bigger picture. Instead of getting bogged down by the details of your current situation, remind yourself of your long-term goals. Keep your vision clear. When you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, the struggles you face today will feel less overwhelming. Remember, challenges are temporary. Your determination, your mindset, that's what will carry you through. But resilience isn't just about surviving. It's about using every challenge as fuel to propel you forward. When you shift your mindset to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you start to realize that nothing can truly stop you. The tougher the challenge, the greater the opportunity for personal growth. The stronger you become through adversity, the more unstoppable you become. Another key aspect of mastering your mindset is cultivating a sense of gratitude. It may sound counterintuitive, especially when life is tough, but gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you can use to shift your mindset. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you begin to see your circumstances in a new light. Instead of complaining about what's not working, you start to appreciate the things you have, no matter how small they seem. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance. And when you focus on abundance, you open yourself up to receiving even more. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for the good things in life. It's about finding something to be grateful for, even in the difficult moments. When you can find gratitude in the struggle, you transform your mindset from one of defeat to one of strength. You realize that even in the darkest times, there are lessons to be learned and growth to be had. As you work on mastering your mindset, remember that it's not something that happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and practice. But the more you focus on developing a mindset of growth, resilience, and gratitude, the stronger you will become. The challenges you face will no longer feel like roadblocks. Instead, they'll feel like stepping stones on your journey to greatness. You are not defined by your challenges. You are defined by how you choose to face them. Your mindset is your greatest asset. When you master it, you unlock your full potential. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, remember, you have everything you need to overcome it. It starts with your mindset. And once you master that, nothing can stop you. In life, there are moments when we feel stuck, like we're not getting anywhere, and it feels like the world is moving on without us. It's easy to point the finger at circumstances, blame others, or believe that something outside of our control is holding us back. But the real shift happens when you take responsibility for your life. When you fully embrace ownership of your actions, decisions, and outcomes, everything changes. Taking responsibility isn't about blaming yourself or feeling guilty for past mistakes. It's about realizing that no matter what happens, you have the power to choose how you respond. It's about understanding that your life is a direct result of the decisions you've made and that you are the creator of your own future. When you own your actions, you take back your power. Instead of being a passive participant in your life, you become the driver of your own destiny. The truth is, we all face challenges, we all experience setbacks, disappointments, and times when things don't go as planned. But when you take responsibility for your life, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you become someone who can shape their own path, no matter how difficult the road ahead might seem. The people who succeed are the ones who embrace ownership of their situation and use that ownership to fuel their drive. It starts with recognizing that you have the power to control how you react to life's challenges. Life will throw obstacles at you, but how you choose to face them is entirely up to you. When you take ownership of your responses, you stop letting external circumstances dictate your happiness, your progress, and your future. For example, let's say you're stuck in a job you don't enjoy. It's easy to blame your boss, your coworkers, or the economy for your dissatisfaction. But when you take responsibility, you stop focusing on external factors and instead focus on what you can control. Maybe that means seeking new opportunities, learning new skills, or simply changing the way you think about your current situation. Taking responsibility means choosing to take action no matter what obstacles may be in your way. Taking ownership of your life also means embracing your mistakes. None of us are perfect and we all slip up from time to time, but instead of hiding from your mistakes or blaming others, take responsibility for them. Own up to your shortcomings and learn from them. Every mistake is an opportunity for growth. It's not about being perfect, it's about being willing to learn, improve, and keep moving forward. When you take responsibility for your life, you also stop waiting for things to happen to you. You stop living in a state of passive observation, hoping for a miracle to change your circumstances. Instead, you become proactive. You recognize that you are the one who has the power to make things happen. Success isn't something that's handed to you, it's something you create through your actions, decisions, and mindset. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you'll start to see the positive changes you've been waiting for. One of the greatest benefits of taking responsibility is that it gives you control over your mindset. When you believe that you are responsible for your own life, you stop blaming others for your challenges. You stop seeing yourself as helpless, and you start seeing yourself as capable. You become empowered to make choices that align with your values, goals, and desires. This mindset shift is a game changer because it removes the excuses and puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. Taking responsibility also means recognizing the power of your choices. Every day you're faced with choices, some small, some big, that shape the direction of your life. When you take ownership of your decisions, you stop blaming outside factors for where you end up. Instead, you realize that each choice you make contributes to your future. Whether you're choosing how to spend your time, who to spend it with, or what habits to adopt, every decision matter. The power of your future lies in your choices today. Another important aspect of taking responsibility is understanding that it's okay to ask for help. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own. It means being accountable for the things you can control, but also being aware that sometimes collaboration and support are necessary. Don't be afraid to reach out to others, ask for advice, or lean on a support system when you need it. Taking responsibility isn't about doing everything by yourself. It's about making choices that will move you forward and recognizing when it's time to seek assistance. At the heart of taking responsibility is the ability to take action. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of wishing things were different or hoping for change to come without putting in the effort. But real change only happens when you take action. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And when you respond with action, you set yourself on the path to success. Think of taking responsibility as a form of self-empowerment. It's a declaration that you won't let your circumstances define you. You are the one who gets to decide how you show up in the world. You are the one who can take control of your future and create the life you want. When you take responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your mindset, you unlock your true potential. Taking responsibility means letting go of excuses and focusing on solutions. It's about accepting that life isn't always fair, but it's also about knowing that you have the power to create your own fairy tale. By embracing responsibility, you stop waiting for things to change on their own and you start making the change happen. Remember, the world isn't always going to make things easy for you, but when you own your life, own your mistakes, own your decisions, and own your future, there is nothing that can hold you back. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you take full control of your destiny. You stop waiting for permission to succeed and start making your success a reality. The power is in your hands. Now it's time to use it. There's a powerful truth that many successful people have come to understand over the years. It's not the big dramatic moments that create long-lasting success. Instead, it's the small, consistent actions we take every single day. The strength of consistency lies in its ability to compound over time, turning simple habits into extraordinary results. Let's think about it for a moment. Success isn't built overnight, but rather through a series of small decisions repeated day after day. Whether it's improving your health, growing your wealth, or honing a skill, it all starts with consistency. It's easy to get excited about something new, to dive in with full energy only to lose steam after a few weeks or months. But what truly sets successful individuals apart is their ability to stay committed, to keep going when the initial excitement fades, and to stick with their goals long enough to see real results. Consistency is about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about being disciplined in your actions and knowing that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if you don't see immediate rewards. Think of a fitness journey, for example. At first, it can feel like a struggle, the progress is slow, and it may feel discouraging when you don't see visible changes right away. But if you keep showing up, if you stay consistent, over time, those small efforts start to add up and the results start to speak for themselves. Consistency transforms the impossible into the possible. One of the hardest things to do is to remain consistent in the face of challenges. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and it's easy to let those obstacles derail your progress. But the truth is, it's not about avoiding obstacles. It's about facing them head on and continuing forward despite them. Consistency doesn't mean you never face setbacks. It means you continue to move forward even when those setbacks occur. When you can learn to persist in the face of adversity, you begin to unlock a new level of growth and resilience. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. What are some of the habits or goals that you've started but haven't followed through with? Maybe you've tried to read more, exercise, or start a new project. At first you felt motivated and ready to take on the world, but somewhere along the way that motivation started to wane, and eventually you found yourself back in the same routine. It's completely normal, and it happens to everyone. But here's the secret. It's not about motivation, it's about habit. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and it's easy to rely on it to get things done. But motivation alone isn't enough to sustain long-term success. Habits, on the other hand, are powerful because they don't require constant motivation. When you build habits that align with your goals, those actions become automatic. They become part of who you are, and over time, they can lead to lasting transformation. The key to success lies not in waiting for motivation to strike, but in building habits that make success inevitable. To build strong, consistent habits, it's important to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one go. Instead, focus on making small, sustainable changes that you can commit to long term. If you want to start exercising, begin with just 10 minutes a day. As those 10 minutes become a part of your routine, gradually increase the time and intensity. Don't overwhelm yourself with grand plans or unrealistic expectations. Consistency is about steady, manageable progress. In addition to starting small, it's also helpful to make your new habits part of your daily routine. The more you can integrate a new habit into your daily life, the easier it will be to maintain consistency. For instance, if you want to read more, set aside a specific time each day to read, perhaps before bed or during your morning coffee. The key is to make it non-negotiable. By establishing habits that are tied to specific times or triggers, you're more likely to stick with them. Consistency also thrives when you track your progress. Keeping a record of your efforts, whether it's through journaling, checking off tasks on a to-do list, or logging your progress on an app, helps you stay accountable and motivated. It's easy to forget how far you've come when you're focused on how far you still have to go. But when you track your progress, you get a clear picture of how much you've achieved, which helps reinforce the belief that your efforts are paying off. Another important factor in consistency is accountability. Having someone to share your goals with can make a big difference in staying on track. Whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, having someone who checks in with you and encourages you can provide the motivation and support you need to keep going. You're more likely to stay consistent when you know someone is rooting for your success and holding you accountable. It's also important to remember that consistency doesn't mean perfection. Life happens, and there will be times when you slip up or miss a day. The key is not not to be discouraged by these setbacks. Instead, focus on getting back on track as soon as possible. Missing one day doesn't erase all the progress you've made. The goal is to stay committed to your habit even on the days when it feels difficult. The longer you can stay consistent, the more ingrained that habit becomes, and the less effort it takes to maintain it. Ultimately, the power of consistency lies in its ability to create momentum. The more consistently you work towards your goals, the easier it becomes to keep moving forward. Success is not a destination, but a journey, and consistency is the engine that keeps that journey moving. It's the small daily actions that build up over time and compound into something truly remarkable. When you commit to consistency, you're not just working toward a specific goal, you're building the foundation for a lifetime of success. Whether it's in your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth, consistency is the key to creating lasting change. The small efforts you make today will set the stage for the success you'll experience tomorrow. So, keep showing up, stay disciplined, and remember that every small step you take brings you one step closer to the life you want to create. Change is a constant in life. It's something that happens whether we're ready for it or not. Yet the people who achieve the most in life are not those who avoid change, but those who embrace it. The truth is, the ability to adapt and adjust to new circumstances is one of the most powerful tools we can have. When we think of change, it can often feel overwhelming. Our first instinct might be to resist, to stick with what's familiar, and to avoid stepping out of our comfort zones. But growth, real growth, only happens when we allow ourselves to evolve. Change is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. It can be daunting at first, but it's the process that will unlock new possibilities and unlock our true potential. One of the most profound shifts you can make in your life is to start seeing change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Every change brings with it a chance to learn something new, to improve, and to evolve. It might be the end of one chapter, but it's also the beginning of something else, something better, something more aligned with your goals and dreams. When we resist change, we hold ourselves back. We limit our own potential by staying stuck in old patterns, thinking that the familiar is safer than the unknown. But the truth is, we can never grow if we continue to do the same things we've always done. Every step forward requires us to leave behind something that no longer serves us. Whether it's old habits, outdated beliefs, or limiting mindsets, change forces us to look at our lives from a fresh perspective and ask, what do I want to create now? Embracing change doesn't mean we should jump into everything head first without thinking it through. It's about being open to the possibility of something better, even if it feels uncertain. It's about taking calculated risks, being willing to learn, and trusting that the path will unfold as we walk it. Change isn't easy, but it's the only way to move forward. It's the catalyst for progress, and it's essential for those who want to keep growing. Think about the moments in your life when change led to growth. Maybe it was switching careers, moving to a new city, or ending a relationship. At the time, it might have felt terrifying, but looking back, you can see how those changes shaped who you are today. They were pivotal moments that pushed you to discover new strengths, new talents, and new perspectives. It was in the discomfort of change that you found your true potential. Sometimes we fear change because we're afraid of failure. The idea of trying something new and not succeeding can be paralyzing, but failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point. Failure isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. It's the feedback we need to adjust, improve, and keep going. If you never fail, you're not pushing yourself hard enough, and you're not taking full advantage of the opportunities that change brings. The key is to approach change with a mindset of growth. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what can I learn from this experience? Change becomes much more manageable when you reframe it as a learning opportunity. Every challenge you face is a lesson, and each lesson brings you one step closer to your ideal future. Another powerful way to embrace change is by focusing on the bigger picture. Sometimes it's easy to get bogged down by the details, by the obstacles, or by the discomfort that comes with stepping into something new. But if you can keep your eyes on the broader vision of what you want to achieve, it helps you push through the difficult moments. Remind yourself of why you're making the change in the first place. What is the bigger purpose behind it? Whether it's a career change, a health transformation, or a personal development goal, staying connected to your why gives you the strength to persevere even when things get tough. Surrounding yourself with the right people is also key to embracing change. Having a support system that encourages and inspires you makes all the difference. These are the people who believe in your potential, who cheer you on when you take risks, and who remind you of your strength when doubt creeps in. Change can feel isolating at times, but when you have the right people by your side, it becomes much easier to face the unknown and take those first steps toward the life you want to create. Let's talk about the importance of taking action when change is on the horizon. It's one thing to recognize that change is needed, but it's another thing to take the first step. The moment you make the decision to act is when the process truly begins. Even if the step is small, it's still progress. Action creates momentum, and once you take that first step, it becomes easier to take the next one. Change requires courage, but once you make that leap, you'll often find that it wasn't as scary as you thought. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, but the reality of what lies ahead is often much more manageable. Change also teaches us resilience. Every time we face a new challenge, we build our capacity to cope, adapt, and thrive. Resilience isn't something we're born with, it's something we develop through experience. The more we expose ourselves to change, the more we build the mental and emotional strength to handle whatever life throws at us. Each time you adapt and overcome, you become more confident in your ability to handle future challenges. To sum it up, embracing change is one of the most powerful ways to unlock your full potential. It's not always easy, but it's the only way to move forward. Change allows us to shed old limitations, learn new lessons, and ultimately grow into the person we were meant to be. If you want to live a life of fulfillment and success, you must be willing to embrace change. It's the catalyst for transformation, and it's what separates those who stay stagnant from those who thrive. Keep an open mind, take action, and trust that the path will unfold as you move forward. As we wrap up this journey of growth and transformation, it's time to talk about the importance of building your legacy. Legacy isn't something that happens overnight. It's not something you can rush, nor is it something that is automatically handed to you. It's something you create through every decision you make, every action you take, and every step you follow on the path to your dream. One of the key elements in building a lasting legacy is consistency. Too often we want quick results. We want to see immediate progress, and when it doesn't happen, we start questioning ourselves or give up. But true success, the kind of success that endures and impacts others, is built slowly and steadily. It's about showing up day after day, even when the results aren't visible yet. Think about the things in life that truly matter: your relationships, your career, your personal growth. None of these things happen instantly. They take time, effort, and patience. Consistency is the glue that holds all these things together. It's not about doing something for a week or a month. It's about making a commitment to yourself and sticking to it no matter how hard or challenging it might seem. The little steps you take today may not show instant results, but over time, they compound into something much bigger than you can imagine. It's easy to get distracted. We live in a world full of noise, full of things that pull us in a million different directions. Social media, daily responsibilities, endless entertainment, all of it can pull us away from the things that truly matter. But if you want to build something meaningful, you need to learn how to focus. Focus is what allows you to cut through the distractions and give your best to what matters most. It's about being intentional with your time and energy so that every moment you spend brings you closer to your goals. Think of focus as the ability to channel your energy into the things that are truly important. It's not about multitasking or spreading yourself thin. It's about diving deep into one thing at a time, pouring your heart and mind into it, and giving it everything you've got. When you focus on something fully, you unlock a level of productivity and creativity that you simply can't access when your attention is scattered. There's a saying that goes, "Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out." This is the power of consistency. It's not about grand, sweeping changes. It's about the small actions you take every day. If you're consistent with your efforts, you'll start to see incremental progress. You'll start to notice the shift in your mindset, your habits, and the results you're getting, and before you know it, you'll be so much further along than you ever thought possible. Now, when we talk about building a legacy, it's not just about personal success. Your legacy is also about the impact you have on others, the way you live your life, the way you treat people, and the way you inspire those around you. These are the things that shape the legacy you leave behind. Building a meaningful legacy is about living with purpose and creating value, not just for yourself, but for others as well. Consider the people you look up to, the ones who inspire you to be better. What makes them memorable? Chances are it's not just their achievements, it's how they've impacted the world, how they've made people feel, how they've lived with integrity and dedication. These are the qualities that build a lasting legacy. It's about living with a sense of responsibility, knowing that your actions today will echo in the lives of others tomorrow. One powerful way to build your legacy is by teaching others. Sharing your knowledge, experiences, and insights not only helps others grow, but it also cements your legacy. When you invest in others, you create a ripple effect that goes far beyond what you could accomplish alone. Your impact multiplies as others take what you've shared and pass it on to those they influence. This is the beauty of creating a legacy. It's not confined to one person. It spreads and it endures. At the same time, don't forget the importance of self-reflection. In order to build a meaningful legacy, it's essential to check in with yourself and ask, what do I truly want to be remembered for? What do I want my life to stand for? This kind of reflection helps you stay aligned with your values, ensuring that the actions you take are in service of something bigger than yourself. When you live with purpose and clarity, every action becomes a building block in the foundation of your legacy. Another important factor in building a legacy is resilience. There will be obstacles along the way. There will be setbacks, failures, and times when you feel like giving up. But it's how you respond to those moments that defines your legacy. Resilience is about pushing through challenges, learning from mistakes, and never losing sight of your vision. Every time you rise after a fall, you strengthen your character, and with it, the legacy you're creating. And remember, building a legacy is not about perfection. It's about showing up, doing your best, and being willing to grow through the process. Nobody achieves greatness without facing difficulties. What matters is how you handle those difficulties and continue to move forward. It's about learning, evolving, and staying true to your purpose, even when things get tough. Lastly, recognize that the legacy you build doesn't have to be huge or world-changing. It can be as simple as the way you show kindness to others, the values you instill in your family, or the way you contribute to your community. Every positive action, no matter how small, contributes to your legacy. Your influence extends beyond what you can see, and over time, it will ripple outward in ways you never imagined. Building your legacy is about the day-to-day choices you make and the commitment to stay the course. Consistency, focus, resilience, and purpose are the cornerstones of a legacy that will live on long after you're gone. It's about doing the work, staying true to your values, and knowing that every action you take is a step toward leaving a meaningful impact in this world. So start today, embrace the power of consistency, focus on what matters most, and build a legacy that will inspire generations to come.